Esther was on another level of madness. This girl was just constantly talking and just talking nonsense. And how are they going the easy way out? But did you not get surgery? But why weren't you at the gym with your personal trainer? I'm just saying, food for thought.
Them people don't need to pay tax. They're taking the easier way out. That's part of living beyond their means. Rather than getting a job like normal people would, they would rather go to an uncle, sugar daddy, or... The reason I'm mad, because about £400 comes out of my flipping paycheck for tax.
Hey guys, it's Rod and Raleigh. Hope you guys are all doing well today. So we have an interesting episode of Bkchat yet again. Great use of people as well. There's a nice mix. I'm glad to see Nuna was not there because this girl would be talking some foolishness. I didn't even realise she wasn't there until people were saying it. But anyway, let's just get into this. Lucas was making such diligent comments throughout this entire topic. I was actually quite bethrottled and confused as to why he was. This guy was talking as if he was thinking before he was talking, and I'm thinking, Lucas, we need this you
know, she's just trying to make ends meet, you know, and not everybody has the means to make a living through a 9 to 5.
This you needs to stay on and needs to continue on because I like this. I like how you're talking, I like how you're acting. You're actually attributing the context to the actual question. You're drawing back to it constantly. That's what I like.
Actual professional escorts that are actually being paid for their company, and they use that as a skill. It's a skill to be able to interact with many different people, many different backgrounds. Do you understand?
Esther and Lucas were disagreeing. I think this is possibly the first time they were properly disagreeing. I don't know where Esther has this limited perspective that she has got, which is constantly relating one thing to another when they aren't the same thing. They can be related, but they are not the same thing.
For me, I look at it, it's escorting, prostitution, same thing. That is my definition.
Ignorance, baby.
Don't take that away from me. That
baby.
is my own definition.
Okay. Escorting and prostitution are not the same thing. So yes, it can be likely something can happen, and I was quite just confused as to why Esther was constantly so abhorrent. She thought the idea was abhorrent all the time. And I'm thinking, yes, there can be better alternatives for your children to do, or for yourself to do. I do agree with that, obviously, but she was acting as if she's looking down upon these people, constantly just saying this is wrong, constantly saying that's right. And I just feel like there are some people who think surgery is wrong, but you've had surgery. So how would that make you feel? You know, she was not having an open mind when it came to this particular discussion, and that really irritated me because she continued on and carried on through that, and nobody really said anything apart from, well, Chioma had tried to explain to her how she would feel. However, that didn't go right. But Sia was coming through.
Escorting, we need to apply the same moral notion to people that do ACs, to people that drug deal. It's the same, we're talking about hustles, yeah? So they're all hustles. They could be doing the exact same job, but society will perceive the woman as, oh, but she might open her legs. No one said that. When we mentioned male escorts, nobody said that. In this room, nobody said, oh, but what if the man's having sex with the woman? Because automatically, exactly, if he did, there wouldn't be a problem.
One thing that we notice about Sia is when she makes her comments, everybody listens. She has the power to hold down that house, and she has the power to hold down that kitchen, I should say. And she made connotations as to how we're always looking at girls, women, the role of women, how we perceive women. What about men? We haven't spoken about men. She brings that whole idea and elevates that into the topic of discussion, which is very interesting. But I'm not living for Sia, I'm not living for Lucas, I'm not living for Esther, I'm living for Miss Riva. This girl needs her own show.
But when you're answering a question and you really want the true answer, you have to personalize it for yourself.
Let me tell you something, I'm always present for Riva, but today I'm alive. We're just talking about the 2 bags, and talking about the story, and just constantly talking about how we should personalize it. That's what was the key theme and the key point for me that I took from this discussion. What was very important is that she said that we should personalize it to ourselves.
Now, what I will do myself is different from what I truly believe. A lot of us have crossed lines and done things we thought we would never do.
And our own situations, and then let me know how we feel, or when it comes to our children, our kids. What she did, what I really liked, is that she wasn't just topic of discussion, she placed everybody's mentality into that particular situation and therefore allowed them to think differently. And that's what I really liked about her, that she places people's mentality into the situation to see what will I really do or think when I'm actually in that situation.
Personalize it so that I can look at the big and deeper picture, because sometimes we focus on what is right in front of us.
As people, when they discuss, they don't really think about that, they just think about their opinion. What they don't think about is, what if I was in that situation, in that predicament, in that entire ideology, what would I do? So she brought that to the forefront, and that's what I was here. And yet again, she shines. Now, the thing about Riva is this girl shines when she wants to shine. Last week, it was Sia's turn, and she sat back because she wanted to. This time, she wanted to come forward. And yet again, a recurring thing with Sia is that when she speaks, everybody listens. Now, something was very similar. The 2 bags, the guys were cussing her down, like, wow, similar to Honey.
Did you run with the 2000?
No, yeah, I took, no, the 2000.
Look.
When Honey was a side chick, whatever. But the difference between these two is that Riva took control, Honey could not.
Finish. The talk about surgery came after the 2 bags. You did that? Of course I took the 2 bags. Of course I took the 2 bags.
She fell, she was unrated, there's no respect. The fact that Riva took control and continued on the story and people didn't have as such of a disrespect for her or shocking or they weren't laughing or mocking as much shows that number 1, that she's respected, number 2, that she's rated, and number 3, that she can gain control of the room whenever she wants, and that her thoughts and her points are really put at pedestal where people look up to when it comes to that particular group. So hats off to Riva, you went in. Now we got Max. Let's understand, I might be able to do it, but my kids don't. How would you feel about my kids? And he accused Lucas of being a watered down alpha male. Yes, I can get that you may not, you'll be uncomfortable with your siblings and who you know you're close to doing it, but what he fails to address is putting himself in that situation. He's saying, yes, anybody can do better. Well, there are situations where people can't do better. That is a fact.
And then, lack of education, your upbringing is not the same as every other woman. So you can't.
There is a fact that people just can't do better, and that is their only situation and their only solution. It is what it is. Child, I'm showing way too much chest. It is what it is. He's not really taking that into consideration that there are people who aren't in a great... They don't have a great environment, they don't have a great atmosphere, nothing's going right for them. And yes, there might be options, but sometimes that is the only option, and he completely disregarded that completely. So I think I'm going to say, to be honest, even Gogo's making good points as well, and how we don't talk about male escorts, and one about comfortability, which both Chioma and Gogo and Azariah were all somewhat agreeing on, was acceptability.
Like who's anybody to tell me that I can't make a living this way? Like you said, these girls have tarnished their image. But who told you they care about the image? Like who told you? The question is who told you that they're not?
It may not be acceptable for the person who knows the people doing it, but why do they care about this person? Why do they care about being accepted? They want to do what they want to do. They're adults. Let them do it. If it's fine for them, it's okay. If it's on the D-Lo, it's okay. Like, they agreed on that particular point, and I agree with them as well, so I find that quite interesting. So from the lady side, who was shining for me was Esther. Hold on, sorry. From the lady side, who was shining for me was from Riva. Esther was lost in the woods. The stew, the rice, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know, child. This girl was lost. Funny how Azariah was literally coming for Nuni when it comes to Nuni's limited perspective in the last episode. But what about Esther's limited perspective in this episode? He degraded the entire topic and just said, no, that's wrong, you do it this way, this is the right way, and disregarded every single situation that people have. Now, that kind of shows that she's not open-minded to this, which is a shame. This is my smaller review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This episode was, child, I don't even know. Yeah, this episode was actually very good. Lucas and the men shine, Gogo was making good points as well. When Lucas and Gogo make good points together, they make a very good team. These two don't know that, but Lucas and Gogo can make a very effective team when they are on the same side and they both agree. Very powerful, that's what they need to continue. Max, he makes good points at times, but I feel like he's not as open-minded. That's the theme that I get from him as a character on the show. We have Omar. Now he sat back in this episode, made a few points here and there about speed dating and so forth, and attempting to follow on to Riva's idea of changing the mentality. So from the girl side, Riva was taking the lead. She took this lead and she ran with it. Well, she didn't even run with it, child. She was just chilling and she was making good stories and good points of personalization. Esther spoke the most, but she spoke the most nonsense. Then we have Sia, who likes to take control of the room and was disagreeing with Max, and she really can just control the room, as I just said, which is great, and she's making good points about women and so forth. Azariah stepped back in this episode again, so here's what it is. Hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, and the website. Let me know what you guys think about this particular episode, and thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys soon.